Once again, another weird angle. We continue to get weird angles. Hi guys, I'm Greg. He's Q. Together we're Mr. Happy 0121, and you know, not a day has gone by in probably the last 2 weeks that someone has said, or many someone has said, "Hey Greg, they got this Pepsi Fire. Are you gonna try it?" Yes. We just wanted to wait until it was in a can, like God intended. Because you know, and I know, that things like Mountain Dew have way more burn in a can. So if we're gonna properly review this, it's gotta be in a can. Any ideas what we're gonna do next?
Freeze it with liquid nitrogen?
That's an idea. Actually, I was just gonna put it in the refrigerator, and you and I will just sit here patiently and twiddle our thumbs for the next, I don't know, 3 hours.
All right.
We'll be back then. Maybe the camera will have changed, maybe our clothes will have changed, but most importantly, the soda will be cold. A quick look at the artistry that is the Pepsi Fire can. Oh, look at the beautiful colors. Are you amazed, Q?
Yeah.
I could tell. Before we do this, I'm going to be the voice of positivity for once, because so many times when we do these videos, I'm always like, this is going to suck. I have faith in this. If it doesn't work out of a can, it's not going to work in any way, shape, or form. What do you think, sir?
Yeah.
Any positivity from you?
Absolutely not.
It smells like Pepsi. You ready?
I'm ready.
Drink one. You ever wonder what Fireball tastes like?
Does it taste like this?
That's a pretty accurate representation. Drink two. Third and final drink. 150 calories per can. What grade do you give the Pepsi Fire?
Like a 79?
Did you get the cinnamon taste?
Yeah, I did.
Did you get a little burn?
A little bit.
I'm going to promise you we got way more of a burn out of this in a can than we would have a bottle. I think a lot of people that tried this initially in a bottle owe it to themselves for a can. As the realization of what they promised, I give this in the 90s. This is what they said it would be. But do you really want cinnamon Pepsi?
No.
Some things, A, either you just shouldn't do, or B, were made purely to be mixes in bars. I believe this will make a hell of a mix for certain drinks while it's on the market. 83.
You know what's weird? It doesn't have an aftertaste. I get no aftertaste. It's like you taste it and it's gone.
I hit it hard like all three drinks. I've pounded it. The aftertaste is gone, but I still have a burn like...
Yeah, me too.
Which is cool. It really does a pretty good imitation of Fireball without the alcoholic content.
That's not cool. My throat shouldn't burn after drinking a Pepsi. That's not what I want from a Pepsi. I don't want a burning throat, you're right, and it's not going away. It's kind of annoying.
I kind of like it. That guy, the guy, you know, we really did succeed in pissing one person off when we were talking about people that like hot stuff, and that there would be the one guy that like sticks bottles of hot sauce up his ass and calls us sissies. Yeah. That guy would love this.
Would he? Because there's nothing I want more than with my Pepsi than slight discomfort. Am I right, people?
But it's not like a fiery burn like a hot pepper. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like a burn. It's not heated though. You're not like, oh. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What is burning exactly?
It's like,
where is that coming from?
You ever get isopropyl alcohol in a cut?
Yeah.
It feels like that in your throat.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's the marketing, Pepsi. Isopropyl alcohol on a cut in your throat. Fit that on the can. We'll let you have that for free. I don't know, man. This is the last review video we're gonna do for a while. We're going away, so we might as well talk about something. I found out something cool that has nothing to do with Pepsi. You know who Buddy Holly is?
Yeah.
How did Buddy Holly die?
Plane crash.
Who was in a plane crash with Buddy Holly?
The Big Bopper.
Anybody else?
Richie Valens.
There you go. Do you know that 50 years, probably more like 47 after this plane wreck, the Big Bopper's son had an autopsy done on the body of the Big Bopper?
Oh.
How weird is that?
That's weird. I figured there wouldn't be a body left.
Well, here's where it gets weirder. I heard some of this on the Chris Jericho podcast, and it got me interested enough, I went and looked it up. Apparently, they were going to put some kind of monument up for the Big Bopper, but they had to move his body.
Yeah.
And his son was kind of like, well, since you're moving the Big Bopper, let's go ahead and get an autopsy in on him, because they never autopsied the body, dead in a plane wreck. Apparently, members of the Big Bopper's family were under two different beliefs. I had never heard either one of these rumors. They were under the impression that somehow a gun went off in the cabin of the plane and wanted to know if the Big Bopper had been shot before the plane went down. And then they also, because his body was the only one that was very far away from the plane while everybody else's body was on the plane, if he wasn't shot, they wanted to know if he survived the plane crash and try to go get help. So, they dig up the Big Bopper. His son, who had never laid eyes on the Big Bopper, insisted on seeing him. The mother was 2 months pregnant when the Big Bopper died, which is weird. So they never even walked the earth, basically, at the same time. They dig it up. The guy's like, you don't want to see a decomposing body. You don't want to see a decomposing body. Finally, the Big
Bopper, man. You got to see it.
Well, the Big Bopper's son's like, look, man, just crack it open. Let's do this. Apparently, they opened this casket that was like 50 years old, and he looked like showroom fresh. The guy said it was ridiculous. Like, he was expecting just like bones in there.
Yeah.
Nah, full head of hair. He said he could see, like, he's looking at the dead guy and he's looking at his son, and he could see the resemblance.
Wow.
I mean, like, the Big Bopper was very well preserved.
I guess it did a good job, like, embalming him or whatever.
Or it was a good casket. It had a good seal. The guy made some kind of point, like, weather damage a lot of times gets corpses. And I don't know. After that, a video, it clicked over to another video, as like YouTube is wont to do, and the next video was Lee Harvey Oswald was exhumed and had an autopsy done. And yeah, he didn't look good at all. And his autopsy was only 20 years later. I think it depends on the quality of casket.
Really?
Yeah,
I guess that makes sense.
The Big Bopper had a good casket. But so yeah, not only was he not shot, but he died immediately on impact. The guy determined this by, he said the body was in such good shape he didn't want to cut on it. So they did a x-ray. He said every bone in the Big Bopper's body from the top of his head to the bottom of his feet was fractured.
Oh, Jesus.
His entire body was fractured.
Wow.
So they decided, yes, he just landed out there and died. So that's my input for the day. We all learned something about the Big Bopper. He died a miserable, horrible death in a cornfield and they got snowed on. Anything you'd like to add to that?
Life is random and cruel.
You hear weird stuff all the time. Did you know anything about this rumor about maybe Buddy Holly went crazy and started shooting people in the plane?
No.
I'm going to have to look this up. I don't know, because apparently there was a gun found. It was Buddy Holly's gun, and they had done tests that 2 bullets had been fired. But, like,
maybe when he was going down, he just...
Nah, they didn't even know they were going down. From what I understand, the snow was so bad the guy didn't know up from down, and he was steering to go up, and he steered him right into the ground.
Jesus Christ.
I want to say I saw some Buddy Holly documentary, or maybe the movie or something, and at some point Buddy Holly was firing a gun. So maybe they were just out shooting. It was the 50s. You could do stuff like that.
Yeah, you could just board a plane with a handgun.
Maybe, well, it was his plane. Maybe they just fired a few off at the airport, killing time. No telling. There you go. We've redeemed the Pepsi Fire. Are you still burning?
Still burning.
Get it with the can. If you wanted to feel a burn, because I did watch some reviews on this, and everybody's drinking it out of that flat-ass plastic bottle going, it doesn't taste like anything. Well, that's because you drink it out of a plastic bottle. You're supposed to be a food reviewer on YouTube. We expect a little bit of professionalism. But in a rush to be the first one to get it out, you knuckleheads, you sacrifice quality, which is what you're getting here today. 2 guys talking about the corpse of the Big Bopper while their throats burn. Quality.
Quality.
When's the last time Joey talked about the Big Bopper?
Never.
There's a joke to be had there, but I think what we're going to do is say thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You may see us on more than one live stream this weekend, we hope. Follow us on social media. Mr. Happy0121. Just type it in on all social media. You'll find us. Until next time.
Stay vigilant.
I wonder if it would really burn if, like, somebody told a funny joke while you were drinking this and it shot out your nose.
Oh, Jesus.
So go with no on that?
No. Yeah, this isn't... I don't really like it. Why is it burning my throat?
It does burn, man.
What's in it that causes the burning? Because I don't think that's normal.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure it's the flavor.
This is the kind of drink you want to have on a high loogie day. One of them days when you just can't get your throat clear.
Yeah.
You just need something to get through that phlegm. You just give this big old drink. Big old drink of this will do it. It burns. That's really not the catchphrase you want. It burns.
Maybe.
I'm curious now, you know, sometimes like when we eat, we always like, boy, it's going to suck coming out the other end. What if it burned when you peed?
Oh.
Pepsi Fire. It burns when you pee.